Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, cause I'll go where you go. I'll take you to a place we can see it all. Step off the edge, I can break your fall. Your will is my law, I'ma let you be the boss, cause I'll go where you go. When you fall down, I'll get you back up again. The things you try are things that you won't regret. We are kings of the world, and tonight is our playground. We are kings of the world, and anywhere it's homebound. We are kings of the world.
Hi everybody, welcome to my big tidy up. My name's Dee Dee. Thanks for swinging by my channel today. Now today's video, it's going to be a little bit different, and I know I say that a lot, but you know, I like to switch things up all the time. I don't like just doing the same old thing, and I figure you don't like watching the same old thing. So today's video is going to be about things that I no longer buy, or if I do buy them, I buy them on a very limited basis. And I think since I've stopped buying a lot of these things, it's really improved my home over the years, and it's given me a less cluttered space. So what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be showing you some areas now, but I'm gonna go back down memory lane and show you how much I used to keep of certain items. And I think you're gonna see it made a big difference in the clutter level of my home, and it just might make a difference in your level of clutter in your home as well. So without any further ado, let's get this video started. Let's talk about the things I don't buy or need anymore, and let's get tidy.
Sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow.
Okay, tidy uppers, here is a prime example of me buying in bulk and I was unable to use it up in a timely fashion. Now this spice drawer has gone through many phases. I've organized it several times using different things, and I never really got a good system. I had to keep coming back to it. Well, that's because clearly I had too many spices in here, but half of them were the big bulk size. Now don't get me wrong, I'm all about buying in bulk, but when it is consumable and it has an expiration date, you don't save any money when you end up throwing half of it away. You just clutter up your home. Now the spice drawer is just an example of what I used to do. I used to do this with a lot of other things as well. I just wanted to show you the spice drawer. But when you buy big items, just remember they take up big space and add to clutter. So now what I've done, even since I've decluttered this drawer just a few weeks ago, I've made a decision on what spices I really go through in a timely fashion, and those are the only large containers I keep in here now. Now the next thing I've stopped doing is flooding my home with novelty cups and dishes, and actually just extra cups and dishes in general. Now I love a good tumbler, and there's just something fun about drinking out of a cute cup, at least for me, but I had to stop it. They were taking over my cabinet, and I found that I was using the same basic ones anyway. And I've also not been buying dishes, and I started breaking up huge sets that I had. I guess I'm from that generation where we had to have the complete set of everything. You know, you had to have the salad bowls and the cups and saucers and the gravy boat, the whole kit and caboodle. And no shame to anyone who still has all of those things. But for me, extra cups and dishes just meant extra clutter. So I don't buy them anymore, and I'm thinning the herd on what I have. I've kept a decent amount for everyday use, and this top section, well, it's basically mine, but I feel like what I've kept is good and not overdone. I have a selection of water bottles, I have some tumblers with lids, and for me to buy a new one, I'm going to have to get rid of something I already have, and I'm just not willing to do that, so that's the end of the story on that.
And anywhere it's homebound, we are kings of the world.
And over here, yes, I did break up the set of this stoneware, and you know what? It was all right. Nothing bad happened in the world. Well, she kept on spinning. And although I have seen some beautiful plates that I know that would look wonderful in this cabinet, I'm not buying them. And as far as these glasses, well, I'll get through the holidays, but I predict I'll be decluttering some of these very soon as well. Now over here, I will say this has been one of the hardest things for me to give up and not buy. And I do consider what's in this cabinet more novelty items. Now over on this one side, these are just some keepsake dishes that have been in my family. But on this other side, it used to be full, completely full of Christmas dishes. And I no longer buy holiday dishes. And yes, that almost hurts my heart to say, but it's true. I used to have this thing stocked full. Now I'm going to use these containers until they rust, and I'm not going to buy any more, because if they are not multi-purpose items, if they can only be used for a couple of days a year, it's not worth me buying it. I don't want to have things that are only displayed just for a few days and then they have to be stored for the other 360 days of the year. So that's one thing I quit buying, are holiday dishes. Next item, excessive cleaning products. And let me stress the word excessive. And this is where it all started. This was actually my very first YouTube video and my first organizing project, and it was under my kitchen sink. And I'm just going to admit it right now, because there's no sense in denying it. I love cleaning products. I loved them 4 years ago when I started YouTube. I still love them today. I like to change things up. I like different scents. I like to try new things. And truthfully, it's probably gotten worse since I started YouTube, because people will recommend things to me that they've tried. So I feel like, ooh, I want to try that too. And I also do keep a set of cleaning products in each bathroom under the sink because, well, that's convenient for me to do a quick cleanup. If I have to go and retrieve products from another room, I'm less likely to do it. So that helps me out. But that being said, that's one thing I've had to quit buying, is multiple cleaning products that can do the same job. If I can use a multi-purpose cleaner to do 90% of the things I need to do, that's what I'm going to do. I've stopped buying different varieties of the same thing, so I'm not going to have 3 different cleansers like I used to have. I'm not going to have several different glass cleaners to choose from, especially when there's natural items, in my home that I can make my own cleaners sometimes. And honestly, it's embarrassing to say this, but I quit buying cleaning products back in 2024, and it doesn't even look like I've made a dent in it, but little by little, I will whittle it away, and little by little, the clutter under the sinks is getting less and less. And I don't know if you can even tell, but I have empty space in the back. I don't even have any cleaning products hid in the back anymore. And that's a big deal for me. And I told you earlier that buying bulk items was a problem. Well, a lot of them were cleaning products. So it was a double whammy, that's for sure. Okay, friends, I don't even know where to begin with this one, truthfully. It's my food storage containers, and it has been a problem, a huge problem. It is probably the thing that I struggle with the most, trying to keep my kitchen clutter-free and organized. And I have done so many declutters, and basically it's the same couple of cabinets time after time after time. Now, I'm only showing you 2 declutters today, but I can assure you I have decluttered food storage containers so many times it is ridiculous. And after years of struggling, it finally has gotten better, but it does creep up on me if I'm not careful. Now, I will say that my husband and I do a lot of batch cooking. We are a family that does not mind leftovers, and I just have a thing about not wasting food. I'm just not going to do it. And I know not everybody does the leftovers, but we don't mind them here. And so the problem really wasn't that I was buying storage containers. It was the fact that I was buying so many small containers. I mean, 20, 30, 40 little tiny containers. And I had no use for them because nobody's going to have that many little tiny leftovers all the time. And so I kept decluttering, and then I thought, well, it's my system. I'll get a new system. It never was the system, friends. It was the fact that I had too much, and I've just stopped buying them. And myself, I love a good little container, like leftover lunch meat containers. So I was keeping them. Well, I stopped doing that as well. And now I keep just the bare minimum, what I really feel like we're going to use. I'm not buying any more containers unless these break and I have to replace them. Now, when I get to the holidays, I probably will keep the lunch meat and the Cool Whip containers so that I can send leftovers home with everybody. But other than that, I don't buy food storage containers anymore, and I'm not going to until these give out.
That's what it's all about. I was no good, they said. You could do much better, but you gave them one little finger and the door shut.
And now the big boy, the primary closet, the bane of my existence. Actually, it's not anymore, but it definitely used to be. And did I have too many clothes? Well, sure I did. I used to work in more of a professional setting, and I had all of these different categories of clothing. I had formal clothing, professional clothing, casual clothing, sports team clothing, workout clothing. I mean, my clothing had clothing. But I think the thing that really caused my closet to be so cluttered was the fact that I would buy a new piece of clothing and not remove a piece of clothing. So it continued to grow, and I was bringing in more than I was taking out. So that was a major issue. But I would say another big cause of clutter in the closet was all of the accessories I thought I needed for said clothing. I was so into everything being matchy-matchy because, that's how it used to be back in the day. If you got a dress, then you had the matching shoes and the purse and the sweater and the belt, the whole 9 yards. But I no longer do that. I love purses and shoes, but I don't buy them like I used to anymore. And I'll tell you another thing I don't buy are things that you can only get one use out of them. I call them like event purchases, like I'm going to this event. I'm going to a wedding, so I need a new dress. I'm going to someone's baby shower, so I need to get something new. Instead of always just looking to get something new, what I do now is I try to look and find a way to recreate something with items I already have and just pair it different. Now, I do think everyone loves the feeling of wearing something new. I know I do. And to get that feeling, I've got to get rid of something I already have. So basically, if I want to buy something, I got to say bye-bye to something else. And I do try to declutter my closet with the change of every season. And every time I do it, I find things that I have not worn or that don't serve me anymore. And that's when I might allow myself something new. But I promise you, over these years, I'm always taking out more than I'm bringing in. Another thing I quit buying to reduce clutter in my home were towels and bed linens. And let me explain, it's not that I'm against having extra towels and extra sheets, but I started having way too many. And the thing is, I had them stored under my sink. I had them stored under Mr. Tidy Up's sink. We had them hanging on hooks by the tub and the shower. And there was just no need to have that many. And see, that's what happens when you have things spread out all in several locations. You don't realize how much space they're taking up and how much clutter they're actually causing. And if you got a big family and you go through a lot of towels every day, or maybe you're on the 1 day a week laundry schedule, I get it. You would definitely need more. But for us, there's just the two of us. And don't come for me, but I don't wash my bath towel after every use. I go every other day and then I trade it out for a new one. For me, if I'm drying off a clean body, I figure I can use it more than one time, but that's just me. That may not be you. So I just decided to downsize and not buy any more because truthfully, no matter how many towels I have, I'm really only using the same 2 or 3 all the time anyway. And it was the same way with the bed sheets. Most of the time, I was just taking off the sheets off the bed, washing them, and putting the same set back on. So as long as I have enough for guests, I don't need any more.
We do this every day, we do this love for life.
Now, I think these next items I quit purchasing are pretty self-explanatory, and I really had to change my way of thinking because if something's on sale, especially if it's like buy 3, get 1 free, I think I've got to have it because my mindset would be, well, I'm going to use those items anyway. I might as well get them on sale. And I know y'all all said on sale with me. I didn't even have to tell you that because I think a lot of us feel that way. Because heaven forbid I don't snag the deal because it may never go on sale like that again, which I know is absolutely bonkers to think that way. Because if you're thinking it's never going to go on sale again or you're never going to get that lightning deal again, I believe that's not true. As long as we, the consumers, are consuming, they're going to have sales. And it doesn't matter what it is. Bath products tripped me up at one time, and I'm still using and donating items that I thought I had to snag up because they were such a good deal. It feels like even if I don't necessarily need the item right then, I feel like I should pick it up. Like if I don't, I'm not being frugal or wise with my money. And somehow the word sale seems to put urgency in the fact that I need to get it and I need to get it now, but that is not true. It's almost like wanting to have that second piece of cheesecake for dessert. It's okay. I don't have to have it. This is not the only cheesecake that will ever be made. I can have it another time, and it's the same way I feel about sales. Do I need it now? No. Then I will wait.
Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends.
Okay, tidy uppers, this one's a hard one because decorating my home really brings me so much happiness, and being creative and giving areas a new look, it truly does bring me joy. And I know we all want to do things that bring us joy, but I really had to make some changes when it came to home decor. I really used to be like what I'd call a toddler decorator. I would see it, instant gratification. I would think I need that, I want that, but I didn't always think things through. What I did was look for things that I would like and then, I'll figure out how to use that later on. I don't know if anyone else has ever done that, but that caused me to have so many pieces of decor. And if they were on sale, well, that's a double whamma jamma because that was two of my weaknesses. I would be snagging a good deal and looking for a way to beautify my home. Now, I'm not going to tell you that I still won't buy home decor because I do. But what I don't do is buy a lot of little pieces. I try to make my decor like the little black dress, timeless, something that I can use for a long time to come in more than one location. I'll be able to use it for more than just one season. I can use it for various things. So now, instead of shopping and finding things and figuring it out later, I look at my space and I think, what does that corner need? What does this coffee table need to give it more life or make a change in the room? And that's how I purchase decor now, not just on a whim. And I'd love to be able to tell you that this was the only declutter of my decor that I've ever done. But oh no, if you've been with me a while, I've done this many times over. And I'm sure I will declutter decor in my future, but it will never be this magnitude because I'm never going to buy or bring this much stuff back into my home.
Broken, not broken, not broken.
Now, I do know, yes, that throw pillows are considered home decor, but in my case, I felt like they needed their own category. They needed their own separate attention because I had so many that I had purchased over time. Now, many times when you purchase a sofa, they do throw in a couple of throw pillows, but I'm not even going to pretend with y'all that that's where all of these pillows came from. For me, pillows was a way that I could change the look of a space. I could add a pattern, I could add a pop of color without having to paint or invest a lot of money. And in this particular declutter, I got rid of so many pillows. Now, I did keep my holiday pillows, but everything else I got rid of. If it wasn't already on a bed or a sofa and it was just being stored, well, it was gone. Now, do I still believe that pillows are a great way to freshen up a space and add a pop of color? Yes, I do. But what I do now is almost exclusively buy pillow covers, and I just cover the pillows that I already have. And on the rare times that I might purchase a pillow, you can be guaranteed it is something special. It's not because it's on sale, and I'm going to be able to use it in almost every room of my home. Well, tidy uppers, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video gave you something to think about. Maybe it will remind you that we don't need 20 of every item in our home, and maybe when they say less is more, maybe that just might be true. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. Please take care of yourself, and until I see you in the next one. Stay tidy.